I spoke earlier on statements, and here, not for the first time, I brought up the Kish Farraga so-called affordable housing scheme in Dundalk. It's in Blackrock, just outside Dundalk. And in fairness, this is one that Louth County Council extended the time to ensure that people could actually apply. And I know of the initial 26, and I don't know how many more applied after that, only 5 were able to reach criteria. So where there was meant to be 10 affordable houses offered up, only 5 were able to reach criteria and to get them. So there was a loss, even on an attempt by government. And what I'd like to reinforce the point that council officials said the issue were the thresholds, the issue were the criteria, the issues were the difficulty. So we, forget what we're proposing, and I would easily state what we're proposing is something that's workable and affordable. But the fact is, your own system is absolutely failing the people out there. But even beyond that, it is failing even those in Louth County Council and other councils throughout this state who are trying to employ it. So when something's broken, you need to accept that, you need to look at how it's addressed, and then we move on. And look, you do have an opportunity now that your own Housing Commission has come back and asked for a radical reset of housing policy. Well, a radical reset of housing policy isn't government ministers coming in here and telling us things are getting better, things are getting much better, because the fact is we all deal with people out there who are in absolutely drastic circumstances. Look, we don't need to see the daft.ie report to realise that people have unaffordable rents. When they're lucky enough to get a property. And look, we all have people who contact us and hope that we know somebody, or we have a contact in a rental agency that can provide them provide them with, like in Louth, you're looking at the minute, 1661 is the average for Q1 2024. And look, I've read some of these out earlier, but you go on daft.ie for Dundalk and it surrounds, you'll get an entirety of 11. For just Dundalk, you'll get 9. And you're looking at 3-bedroom houses for 1750. You're looking at a 4-bedroom house for 2450. You're looking at 3-bedroom apartment for 2200. And as I said earlier, it could go on, but not for very long, because there's not a whole pile of them. So this is what we need to deal with. So what else did we learn in what is the leaks from this particular commission? The commission obviously set up by government. Systemic failures, ineffective decision making, reactive policy making and risk aversion, all impacting supply and undermining affordability. Failure to treat housing as a critical social and economic priority. So we have one of the highest levels of public expenditure for housing, yet one of the poorest outcomes. Well, that's pretty damning. So what are we going to do about it? The Commission has also called for social and affordable housing delivery to increase to 20% of total housing stock. Well, I asked the government, and I accept what the Taoiseach said earlier, that people need to read this, and I would state that definitely is the case. And I see from what we have already seen that there's a lot of reading for government, and that the government has to really look at what the issues are for the people out there in relation to rents, in relation to affordability, and we really need to see some sort of delivery. So I would like to think that they would read and that they would internalise and then see the solutions that are being provided, that we finally see that from government rather than the abject failure in relation to housing, and that is the cause of an awful lot of the issues we're all dealing with at the minute.
Thank you, Deputy.